The link between the thyroid and the kidney in each other's functions is well known for several years. Thyroid dysfunction impacts renal physiology and development, whereas kidney disease could have a consequence of thyroid disorder. Diseases of the thyroid and kidney may coexist for common etiological reasons. Furthermore, treatment plans of one condition may influence those of the other organ. This post focuses on the essential and clinically relevant connections between thyroid and renal functions, which are crucial for the clinician to manage the affected individual optimally. What are kidney stones? Kidney stones are small hard stones from the kidney because of excess compounds, usually calcium, at the blood vessels. Kidney stones occur in about 6% of people and are typically made from calcium. Hyperparathyroidism may be your number one reason for kidney stones. Every individual having a kidney stone should be checked for a problem with parathyroid glands. Nearly half of all people who have kidney stones possess a parathyroid cyst in their neck that should be removed, or the kidney stones would probably return. Thyroid hormones influence protein synthesis and cell development. Studies in neonatal rats have demonstrated the accelerating influence of thyroid hormones on renal development. Thyroid hormone status affects the renal mass measured as the kidney to body mass ratio, together with hypothyroidism diminishing this ratio and hypothyroidism increasing it. However, hypothyroidism results in protein breakdown and eventual renal atrophy. Furthermore, children with congenital hypothyroidism have a high prevalence of congenital renal anomalies. Thyroid hormones also affect the adrenal renal function. Perinatal thyroid hormone status affects the adrenal gland metabolism enzymes from the cells of the proximal convoluted tubules. Ergo, thyroid hormones play a significant role in renal development and premature renal function. There are lots of kinds of kidney diseases that impact thyroid function and health. Chronic kidney disorder. Patients who have chronic kidney disease frequently have an underactive thyroid, even without Hashimoto's function as the leading cause. The first clinical indication of a kidney problem brought on by an underactive thyroid gland is low T3 levels. Chronic kidney disorder further affects thyroid health by preventing enzyme deiodinase to convert T4 into active T3, causing an increase in iodine ranges, which prevents the thyroid gland from producing thyroid hormones, disturbing thyroid hormone production's everyday rhythm, resulting in low T3 degrees, slightly decreased T4 levels, elevated TSH levels, and goiter. Immune kidney ailments. Many different antibodies are shown to be elevated in people with immune kidney diseases, similar to Hashimoto's. Glomerulonephritis can be proven to be associated with Hashimoto's because it pertains to an underactive thyroid gland. Proteinuria, elevated levels of protein in urine. High quantities of protein in the urine may cause kidney damage. It also causes high thyroid hormone loss, bound to protein in urine following being filtered from their blood. This induces a decrease in thyroid hormone levels, so if you are on hormone replacement therapy, you may need to take higher doses of your medication. Which would be the signs of kidney malfunction? Many kidney dysfunction indicators are very similar to people who have an underactive thyroid or urinary tract illness, therefore, recognizing a kidney problem may take some time. Be careful if you're urinating less than usual, or your pee is foamy. This is because of a high amount of protein in the urine. You're bloated, particularly around your feet or ankles. That is only because the kidney's ability to control oxygen levels from the body is diminished. You're tired and feeble. This is because the kidney's ability to filter out toxins is reduced, and a high number of toxins within your system may cause fatigue. You feel perplexed, similar to fatigue, that can be caused mostly by high levels of toxins in the blood. You have shortness of breath and an irregular heartbeat. To some extent this is because the kidneys cannot regulate body electrolytes. You're anemic. That is because the kidneys are responsible for producing hormones which produce red blood cells. Dry and itchy skin, due to nutrient and mineral deficiencies. Muscle cramps due to the imbalance of levels of sodium and potassium, aka electrolytes, kidney stones and hyperparathyroidism. Kidney stones occur in about 4% of people but are much more prevalent in people with blood calcium levels within 10.0 mg per deciliter, the upper limit of normal to adults over age 35. It's imperative to realize that the odds of getting kidney stones are not higher if your bloodstream calcium goes higher. Said otherwise, the calcium of 12 does not give you higher chances of getting kidney stones compared to the calcium of 11. Many doctors do not know that and say, "Your calcium isn't too high. We will watch it for today until it becomes higher." That presumes that a very substantial calcium amount is more threatening than a mildly elevated calcium level, and it isn't. Very mild elevations of blood calcium are only as dangerous as high elevations. The important thing that you learn, and teach your doctor, is that the prevalence of stones does not increase since blood calcium increases. A calcium 12.5 mg per deciliter does not have a more significant majority of kidney stones than 10.5 mg per deciliter calcium. Conclusion: Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism could have a significant impact on kidney function. Hypothyroidism can cause less blood flow to the kidneys. This can lead to creatinine to build up and never be excreted. Creatinine is a molecule that is generated in muscle metabolism. Elevate levels of uric acid. 20 to 30% of gout patients have hypothyroidism. That can be linked with higher degrees of creatinine. Cause high blood pressure. According to one study, up to 40% of hypothyroid patients had high blood pressure. The kidneys can't filter waste material correctly when your pressure is low, which raises your blood pressure. Also, an increase in cortisol in your adrenals may raise your blood pressure. Hypothyroidism may also cause edema. You'll be able to see this discoloration under the eyes or as mild swelling of the feet and hands. That is caused by decreased kidney function. Capillaries become more permeable, poor lymphatic drainage, and salt and water retention by the kidneys. Another area that's very important to think of is the level of protein in your diet. As many of you know, the paleo diet can be powerful in curing the gut and calming an overactive immune system. One issue with this particular diet regarding the kidneys would be that a few individuals tend to concentrate a lot on the meat. It becomes the all-meat all-day diet. This can be very difficult on the kidneys since they have been in charge of filtering out the metabolic rhythms created when protein is separated. Therefore, it's necessary to make sure you have tons of vegetables and fruit, preferably organic or, if you are ambitious, grown in your garden. You do not need to consume meat with every meal. It's alright to get meals that are full of vegetables and good starch. Your kidneys will thank you.